In the vast expanse of the galaxy, the Galactic Council convened in their grand chamber, a room filled with representatives from various alien species. The Council was a powerful group, making decisions that affected the entire galaxy. Today, the focus was on a matter of great importance, Earth. The room was buzzing with activity. Alien leaders from different worlds sat around a large round table. Some were tall and slender with shimmering scales, while others had multiple eyes and tentacles. The Council's task was to decide whether to escalate their conflict with Earth, a relatively young and primitive planet. The debate was intense. The representative from the Galactic Empire, a race known for their military prowess, stood up with a stern expression. "We've had several minor skirmishes with humans," he said. "They are clearly inferior. Our technology is far superior, and their military capabilities are primitive at best." A murmur of agreement rippled through the room. Many members were ready to dismiss Earth as a minor threat. However, the Yatar delegate, a creature with a glowing aura and a reputation for wisdom, raised a long, slender arm. "We cannot ignore the recent reports," she warned. "Human technology might be rudimentary, but their tactics are unpredictable. Their spirit and resourcefulness should not be underestimated." The Council was split. The Galactic Empire favored immediate action, believing that crushing Earth quickly would be easy and beneficial. They argued that any delay could give humans time to improve and become a greater threat. On the other hand, the Yatar delegate and others who favored caution were concerned about the potential risks of a full-scale war. A heated exchange followed. The representatives from the Trelawney, a peaceful race known for their diplomacy, suggested a compromise. "Why not send a small reconnaissance team to gather more information?" they proposed. "This way, we can understand their capabilities better before deciding on a course of action." The idea was met with mixed reactions. Some members were wary of the idea, fearing it might give humans a chance to prepare. Others saw it as a reasonable step to avoid unnecessary conflict. The debate continued for hours, with voices rising and falling as arguments were made and countered. Finally, the Council's leader, an ancient being with a deep, resonant voice, called for a vote. "We must decide," he said. "Do we prepare for immediate war, or do we gather more information before acting?" The vote was close. In the end, the majority decided to prepare for war. They believed that humanity, while seemingly primitive, could pose a threat if left unchecked. The decision was made, and the Council began to mobilize their forces. As the meeting concluded, many members felt a sense of unease. The Galactic Empire's leaders were confident in their victory, but the Yatar delegate and others who had advocated for caution were worried. They knew that underestimating an opponent could be a costly mistake. Meanwhile, on Earth, the news of the Galactic Council's decision was just beginning to spread. The human leaders and military officials would soon learn of the impending threat. Little did the Galactic Council know, the humans were far from defenseless. The Earth was full of surprises, and the conflict was only just beginning. The Council's decision to prepare for war was a critical moment. It set the stage for a clash between two very different worlds. The aliens, confident in their superiority, were about to discover that humanity's resolve and ingenuity were not to be underestimated. As the preparations began, both sides would soon learn what it truly meant to face each other in battle. On Earth, the news of the Galactic Council's decision spread like wildfire. The message was clear: an advanced alien alliance was preparing for war. Panic and confusion gripped many, but for those in power, this was a call to action. In a high-security bunker beneath a sprawling military base, General Sarah Mitchell, a seasoned leader known for her sharp mind and tactical expertise, gathered her top advisors. The room was filled with maps, screens showing alien data, and the low hum of urgent activity. General Mitchell's face was serious as she addressed the group. "We've received confirmation that the Galactic Council intends to attack us," she began. "We need to act fast. Our first priority is to assess their capabilities and prepare our defenses." Her words were met with a flurry of activity. The team began to work on several fronts. Intelligence officers were tasked with gathering as much information as possible about the alien technology and military tactics. Scientists were called upon to analyze any data they had on the Galactic Council's previous encounters with other civilizations. As the days passed, it became clear that humanity was facing a formidable challenge. The aliens were highly advanced, with technology far beyond anything Earth had seen. But there was one thing the Galactic Council had not anticipated: the strength and resilience of the human spirit. In a strategic meeting with top military leaders, General Mitchell and her team discussed their next steps. "We need to be smart about this," she said. "Our strength lies not just in our technology, but in our ability to adapt and innovate. We'll use everything we've got to defend our world." The room nodded in agreement. A plan was quickly put into action. Earth's military began to mobilize, and secret research projects that had been in the works for years were fast-tracked. New weapons were developed and existing defenses were upgraded. The military also started training exercises, preparing soldiers for the kind of unconventional warfare that might be necessary. At the same time, diplomatic channels were opened. While the primary focus was on defense, there was also an effort to understand the motivations of the Galactic Council. Human diplomats were sent to various alien contact points, trying to gather information and, if possible, seek a peaceful resolution. One of the key figures in these efforts was Dr. Emily Carter, a brilliant scientist and strategist who had been working on advanced defense systems. Dr. Carter was known for her innovative ideas and her ability to stay calm under pressure. She played a crucial role in developing new technologies that would give humanity an edge. As the preparations continued, the mood on Earth shifted from fear to determination. The message was clear: humanity would not go down without a fight. Citizens from all walks of life came together, showing a united front. The sense of national pride and resilience was palpable. General Mitchell, while focused on the strategic aspects of the situation, also took time to visit frontline troops and speak with civilians. Her presence was a source of encouragement, and her leadership inspired confidence in those around her. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council, unaware of the full extent of humanity's response, continued its preparations. They expected a swift victory and were confident in their superior technology. But as Earth's defenses grew stronger and more sophisticated, the balance of power began to shift. Humanity's response was not just about preparing for battle. It was about proving that they were a force to be reckoned with. The Galactic Council's decision to go to war was about to face a challenge they had not fully anticipated. The fight for Earth had begun, and humanity was ready to defend their world with everything they had. As the two sides prepared for the inevitable clash, it became clear that this was not just a conflict of technology, but of spirit and determination. The Galactic Council had underestimated humanity, and the coming battle would test both sides in ways they had never imagined. The Galactic Council's forces were poised and ready. After months of planning and preparation, the alien fleet moved into position, targeting a crucial human outpost on the edge of the solar system. The Council's commanders were confident that the battle would be quick and decisive, expecting an easy victory over what they believed to be an inferior enemy. On Earth, General Sarah Mitchell and her team had anticipated an imminent attack. Their surveillance systems detected the incoming fleet, and the countdown to battle began. Earth's defense systems, which had been hastily upgraded and prepared, were now on high alert. As the alien ships approached, their sleek metallic hulls glinted against the backdrop of space. The ships were enormous, bristling with advanced weaponry. The human outpost, while fortified, was no match for such a powerful assault. The general's plan was to use their strengths in agility and unconventional tactics to level the playing field. The battle began with a sudden and intense burst of energy. Alien ships unleashed their devastating weapons, causing massive explosions and debris to scatter across space. The outpost's defenses were hit hard, and the initial wave of attacks was overwhelming. For a moment, it seemed like the alien forces might achieve their goal quickly. But the humans were ready. Despite the odds, they fought back with a surprising vigor. Fighter jets, newly equipped with advanced technology developed in secret, roared into action. The pilots, well-trained and determined, maneuvered through the chaos with remarkable skill. They launched counterattacks, using guerrilla tactics to strike at the alien ships from unexpected angles. Inside the command center of the outpost, General Mitchell coordinated the defense efforts. Her face was tense, but her mind was clear. "We need to disrupt their formations," she ordered. "Target their propulsion systems and weaken their coordination." As the human forces engaged the aliens, the tide of the battle began to shift. Human fighters managed to breach the alien shields and inflict damage on several key ships. The Galactic Council's fleet, initially confident and overbearing, was now facing a fierce and unrelenting resistance. One of the critical moments came when a young pilot, Lieutenant Jake Reynolds, executed a daring maneuver. With his ship heavily damaged, he risked everything by flying straight into the midst of the alien fleet. He managed to disable a key ship's weapons system, creating an opening for the rest of the human forces to exploit. His bravery and quick thinking turned the battle in humanity's favor. The battle raged on for hours. Both sides suffered significant losses, and the space around the outpost became a battlefield of wreckage and fire. The alien commanders, once confident, were now grappling with the unexpected tenacity of their human adversaries. The Galactic Council's initial plan to crush Earth quickly was proving far more difficult than anticipated. In the midst of the fighting, the human defenders showed their resolve. Ground troops, who had been waiting for the inevitable, fought bravely to protect their base. Their determination was palpable, and their unity was a key factor in their resistance. They managed to hold the line and prevent the alien forces from gaining complete control. As the battle drew to a close, the alien fleet began to retreat. The Galactic Council's forces, battered and disorganized, were forced to withdraw. The humans, while exhausted and wounded, had managed to hold their ground and fend off the initial assault. The first clash between the Galactic Council and humanity had ended in a hard-fought stalemate. The alien forces had been forced to retreat, and the humans had demonstrated that they were not to be underestimated. The battle had been brutal and costly, but it was clear that Earth's defenders had the courage and skill to stand up to even the most advanced adversaries. The Galactic Council was in turmoil. The initial attack on Earth had not gone as planned. What they had expected to be a swift victory had turned into a bloody and challenging battle. The council members gathered once again in their grand chamber, their faces showing signs of frustration and concern. "Report!" demanded the council's leader, an ancient alien known as Zorath. His voice echoed through the chamber, demanding answers. The holographic screens around the room flickered with images of the recent battle's aftermath, damaged ships, scattered debris, and the remains of their defeated forces. The Glorax Empire representative, Commander Valtor, stepped forward. "The humans have proven to be far more resilient than anticipated," he admitted. "Their fighters showed unexpected agility and skill. We sustained significant losses and were forced to retreat." The room was filled with murmurs of surprise and disbelief. Many council members had initially dismissed humanity as a minor threat, but the recent conflict had shaken their confidence. The Witar delegate, known for her wisdom, spoke up. "We were too quick to underestimate them. The humans' response was fierce and well-coordinated. We need to reassess our strategy." A heated debate ensued. The Glorax Empire wanted to double down on their attack, believing that a more aggressive approach might break human resistance. However, the Yatar delegate and others who favored caution argued that the council needed to understand the full extent of humanity's capabilities before deciding on further action. Meanwhile, the council's intelligence officers worked around the clock to analyze data from the battle. They discovered that humans had developed new technologies and tactics that were not initially known to them. Their use of guerrilla warfare combined with advanced weaponry had made the conflict far more complex than anticipated. The council's strategists realized that their initial plan had been flawed. They had underestimated humanity's ability to adapt and fight back. The humans' resourcefulness and determination were proving to be significant factors in the conflict. In the days that followed, the Joint Task Force began its work. They met regularly to discuss issues ranging from technology sharing to cultural understanding. The process was slow and required patience from both sides, but progress was being made. The exchange of information and the development of cooperative projects helped to build a foundation of trust. Back on Earth, the mood was cautiously hopeful. The threat of imminent war had receded, and people began to see the possibility of a peaceful resolution. General Mitchell and her team continued to monitor the situation closely, ensuring that Earth's security remained a top priority. The Galactic Council, having faced the unexpected strength and resolve of humanity, began to reassess its approach to interstellar relations. The realization that Earth was not just another easy conquest, but a world with unique qualities and strengths, was a valuable lesson. The turning point had come not through further conflict, but through dialogue and cooperation. Both sides had learned that mutual respect and understanding could pave the way for a better future. The path ahead was still uncertain, but the foundation for peace had been laid. As the Joint Task Force continued its work, both humans and aliens began to envision a new era of collaboration. The conflict that had once seemed inevitable was now giving way to the possibility of partnership. The turning point had shifted the trajectory of their relationship, offering hope for a future where both civilizations could coexist and thrive together.